Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of my Friday series of videos. I'm Lisa Suhr, just in case I think I have a few new subscribers that might not know me. So I'm Lisa Suhr, and thanks for watching. I'm going to flip right over to my screen share to give you some great ideas. I'm kind of tired right now from being at the ISTE conference, and so I have prepared for you a special presentation that's a special edition of the Friday Favorite videos this summer. So this is my first of my ISTE editions. I might do another one next week after I spend a little time reflecting. I'm really tired from being in Chicago for this 4-day conference. It's just like, it's such a huge conference. It has a great set of keynote sessions, breakout sessions, hands-on playground areas where you can get your hands on technology and other equipment. It's a really great conference, and I have so much to reflect on and think about and prioritize for you. So I just picked a few little highlights that I wanted to share with you, some things that maybe were reinforced to me while I was at the conference. So this is just going to be a quick little overview this week. All right, so first favorite of the week is the concept of sketchnoting. And if you haven't ever messed around with sketchnoting, I would encourage you to do that. Sketchnoting is the concept of using words and visuals to take notes to help the user deepen their connections as they're learning something. So it can be done digitally, and if you have an iPad, it works really great on the iPad, and lots of different apps can be used for sketchnoting, or it can even be done just on paper. So one of the apps that I like to use when I'm sketchnoting is an app called Paper. It used to be called Paper 53. So I put on this slide the old icon, and then they've rebranded themselves, and they are just calling themselves Paper now. And their new icon is that one on the right-hand side. So it's a mostly free app with some paid premium features. I don't have the paid version. I just have the free version, but it allows you to do some pretty cool drawing. And I'll show you a couple of drawings that I did in the Paper app here in a minute. But I also want to remind you that with the new iOS 11, Keynote, Pages, even your Notes apps that are all part of the proprietary Apple suite of apps for iOS, those all have been updated to include annotation and drawing features and tools. So there's some pretty powerful drawing features built right into a lot of those Apple apps right now. So if you haven't looked at those yet, get in there and play with those, because that's going to be an option that all of our students who have iPads have access to. The other thing that I wanted to be sure to mention here is that Sylvia Duckworth is a name you may want to look into. She is a huge proponent of sketchnoting. And I actually got to visit with her and sit at a table with her and learn a few things about sketchnoting at one of the playgrounds at ISTE this week. So that kind of motivated me to get in there and play again myself. And just to remind myself that my drawings are meaningful for me, and your drawings will be meaningful for you. And I don't need to worry about my drawings being judged. It doesn't matter how good they are, it's how much they helped me make meanings. And so I was just going to share with you guys, this is a drawing that I did to kind of summarize, I guess, just a few of the highlighted thoughts that I had after ISTE. I drew this on the way home while I was heading home. My husband had gone out with me, so he was driving, and I was drawing on my iPad. I was sketchnoting. I did these drawings in the Paper 53 app, and I am by far not a talented artist, but I was summarizing my own ideas. I was thinking about things as I was drawing and trying to choose how I wanted to represent them to myself to help myself remember. So kids need to do that too. And for some kids, this will help make those connections. So consider sketchnoting as my first suggestion for you this week. All right, number 2, I'm going to focus again. I've mentioned the ISTE standards for educators earlier this summer, and I just want to focus as number 2 this week on the standard that is called the collaborator standard. So there are 4 different little subsets under the collaborator focus, but the 2 that I really want to focus on myself this school year that I'm challenged to do after being at ISTE is that it is okay for us as teachers to collaborate and co-learn with our students. And I sometimes feel like I need to learn something before I learn it alongside a teacher or alongside students. And I need to put myself out there and a little bit better to just co-learn things right along with the people that I'm working with. Another challenge, I think, is that this standard also means we should be learning about tools, digital tools that allow us to help students collaborate in real world ways. So that 4C focuses on authentic learning experiences that are real world collaborations with experts, with teams, with other students, either right here in our local area or even globally. And so just a couple of things on the images that are on this slide here. The top picture is, again, a sketch note that I drew in paper 53. So that was just my own little reminder that I want to make that a goal for our district this year. And then also a resource that I found out about while I was at Edisti. This is a new resource called Empatico, and it is a free platform that helps elementary teachers find collaboration partners. So you register as a class. You can either put in the times that you're available, or you can say, I want to set that later. But it's a platform that helps you find partners that also are looking to do collaboration. They have some preset projects that you can be part of, things like what kind of energy resources do you use? What are the festivals around you? How do your students help out at home? There's some mapping activities, there's landmarks, there's folk tales, there's weather, there's all different kinds of ways that you can be involved and collaborate with a partner class. All right, number 3. This is my Edu-allstar for the week is Alice Keeler, the Google guru, really a person who is super knowledgeable on all things related to Google. She has a website you can look at, but she's also active on social media. And I was fangirling a little bit when I got to meet her this week at ISTE. Excuse me, at a Coffee Edu event that she hosted. So the events that are called Coffee Edu are informal gatherings where a coffee shop opens up a little early, and the people that follow her on Twitter get notice of it, and you can go and you can meet other people and visit with them. And so I did get a chance to meet her and visit with her a little bit, but probably even better was the conversations that I got to have with the other educators that were also meeting there with her. So that you can't say enough about visiting with other people who have like minds with you, or maybe people that have slightly different minds with you too. So that also is a good thing. So if you haven't ever looked at her things, I would say she is what I would consider a power user of Google products. So if you feel like you're just kind of a beginner Google user, you may want to go in with a very open mind. But if you feel like you kind of are ready to jump in and try out some of the deeper options of the different Google products, check out Alice Keeler and all of her information. All right, number 4 this week. Another thing I came away from the ISTE conference with is the fact that we definitely need to be promoting coding to our students even more than we already are. And it's the responsibility of everybody. It's not just computer teachers, or it's not just science teachers or just math teachers. I think everybody has an obligation to learn a little bit about coding and to be aware of it, at least at the awareness level, so that if it would happen to fit into something in your curriculum, you can be enough comfortable with it that you can at least allow kids to explore it under your supervision. So I wanted to propose to you that you might want to add this app called Swift Playgrounds, and then also the iBook called Everyone Can Code, which is a curriculum that Apple has released to help teachers become more comfortable with coding. And then the Swift Playground is the app development playground, or the app development app that developers use to create Apple iPad apps. So it's they have some pretty easy to use products to help you get to understand them a little bit better. So I would download the book. Again, Everyone Can Code. The picture on the left there is the book in the iBook store, and the picture on the right is what the app icon looks like. All right. And finally, number 5 this week is, I think I've mentioned this app maybe before a little bit, but if you haven't yet taken the time to look at it, be sure that you learn how to use the new Clips app. It's part of your iOS 11 updates. So any iOS product that has 11 on it, it can support Clips. But if you don't see it on your device automatically, go ahead and go to the App Store and look for it. I'm sure it'll be there if you're on iOS 11. It's free. It's incredibly easy to use. The concept behind Clips is that you create a movie by mashing up what you want to from your own photos and videos with their internal content as well. So that includes free music, what they call a poster, which is really just like a pre-designed background with words and text that can be edited, and then with labels and stickers that you can put on to highlight different things on the images that you put in. So I've got to play with it a little bit more in detail at ISTE, learned about it a little bit more and how other teachers are integrating it into their curriculum. And I'm pretty excited about getting to see what some of our students can do with that app this coming year. So with that, I will stop my screen share and I will come back over here to the camera and just wish you all a happy 4th of July next week. Thanks for watching the videos, and we'll see you next time.